Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday, February 26th, 2017. We've got our big 8-panel comic of Gilbert. Take two. We've got our big 8-panel comic of Dilbert today, and it's a pretty nasty one. Funny, but mean. So let's jump right into it. There's no news in my life to catch you up on. It's just been such a great week. I might have a little bit of the flusters still from a whole week of Wally that's getting me through. Okay, so let's just concentrate on today. Here we go. So ASOC comes up to the pointy-haired boss who's sitting down just chilling at a table. He's not working, and he's got himself a coffee. And ASOC says, I need a raise because the cost of living around here is too high. Pointy hair boss says, oh, I can't read with my eyes shut like he has. Stop being greedy. I pay you plenty. And ASOC says, I can't even afford to rent an apartment. And then the pointy hair boss says, get some roommates. And ASOC says, I can't afford that either. And then in the fifth panel, ASOC is in some weird freaking out pose, and he says, oh, I see. I've been sleeping on a baby changing table in a public restroom. It wasn't a freaking out pose, that was an illustrative pose. He was showing that he sleeps on a baby changing table in a public restroom. We're all about one step away from that, aren't we? And then there's our shot of the building, and he says, and the janitor has been charging me $3,000 per month for that. And then the pointy hair boss says, well, how wide is this change? The pointy hair boss says, how wide is the baby changing table? And ASOC, he's angry. He says, not wide enough for a roommate. And the pointy hair boss takes a sip of coffee and he says, you sound like a weeping cat. Holy moly. So, excuse me. It was a little early. No sympathy from the pointy hair boss. No sympathy from management for those workers trying to get by. We were just talking last night about someone we know who works 6 to 7 days a week, works 12 to 13 or more hours a day, and consistently gets yelled at and put all the pressure on that person to run the business, while the owner is just visiting various businesses that that person owns. I don't want to identify anybody. Always getting out of a nice car, always having cool things, new phones. And here's one person struggling on minimum wage just to get through and having no life outside of that work. They're running that business more than that owner is. And those kinds of things need to stop. And here in Dilbert, I think we see a little bit of a case for that. Pretty good politically charged Dilbert. I'm in favor. I like it. We will, well, I'm going to take a break for real quick. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to have to address the elephant in the room, and we're going to have to address the author's political views. I separate the art from the author, and I think that's extremely important. This is good stuff, and we love it. It makes our days better. But when you have something like this difference in what's in the comic and then what you happen to read in some of the posts, well, we can't quite ignore that. But I promise you it won't take away from our love for Dilbert, and we won't get mean, and we won't throw nasty attacks. We will try to get through this calmly and coolly. It's going to be fun. All right, we're all Dilbert fans. I'll see you for the whole new week tomorrow.